I just turned 30 a little while ago. It's a fucking horrible age. Your 20s, my entire 20s, I was like, I'm gonna live forever. Now every day I wake up like, I'm dying. It's not, I'm still young, but it's just like every picture that gets taken of me from now on will look worse than the one before, you know? If you start lining up the pictures of me like every year from like 10 years from now, and then like look at it all at once, my hairline will just look like a time lapse of the polar ice caps. Like a fucking polar bear swimming across. Some like right-wing conservative on my temples like, this isn't happening. For everyone who can't see, this guy's very bald. I've embraced it. When I was 25, I was like, no, how will I get laid? But now I'm 30 and I don't want to get laid anymore.
Thank you.
It's true. When I heard when I was like 19 that guys probably heard this, like the statistic of that like men hit their sexual peak when they're 19 and women hit it when they're like 50 or something. I don't know. But I remember hearing that and I could not believe it. I was like, because I was 19 at the time, I was like, no, I'm gonna be this horny forever. But thank God it is true. I'm 30 now, and I'm so much less horny than I was at 19. It's amazing. It's such a weight off my shoulders. But it's interesting because I still have the same overall level of emotion as I did when I was 19. It's just for every ounce of horniness I lost, I gained an ounce of loneliness. Like I'm easily just as lonely now as I was horny at 19. And it's interesting too because it looks exactly the same from an outside perspective because I'm still just like going out to bars and clubs and trying to find as many women as I can to like come home with me. The only difference is now when they're like, Levi, I will come to your place, but I am not having sex with you. I'm just like, oh, that's perfect. I just want someone to hold me. But yeah, it's weird being a 30-year-old and a millennial. That just, it's not like it's supposed to work out like that. You're not supposed to be I don't know. It's a weird, we're entering a new frontier. It's basically being a 30-year-old millennial just means like, I'm still borrowing money from my parents, but like my back hurts. People hate millennials. It's weird. People hate. They're always like, you have no work ethic. You never want to work for anything. It's like, well, that might be true, but we don't have any job opportunities, so it's hard to tell. But like, I don't know. I feel like every generation has had their shit. There's definitely stuff that millennials are shitty for. Like we complain about everything, but like every generation, like baby boomers, arguably one of the worst generations. Like, they're always like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight the system. Till we turn 25, then we're all going to get high-paying office jobs and pass a series of laws that deregulate the stock market and make it easier for corporations to ship jobs overseas. Then in 25 years, when the economy inevitably collapses and none of our kids can find work, we're going to blame it on the fact that when they were growing up, they got too many trophies. I hate that trophy argument so much. Because it's like so stupid. Because like I was a fat kid growing up, so my parents forced me to play a lot of sports. And I got a lot of participation trophies. And like I was happy to get them, but I was never like, this is gonna inform my work ethic in 15 years. When I entered the labor force, I was always just like, sweet, soccer's over. And stop pretending like orange slices are a cool snack. Even like the greatest generation, right? Like our grandparents, greatest generation. You're not supposed to talk shit about them, but fuck them. But like, no, they're great. But like, first of all, greatest generation, that's the moniker we came up with. Like, it wasn't like, Alexander the Great or like Aristotle or Socrates. It was my nanny. Okay, but like, okay, they defeated the Nazis. You can't take that away from them. They won the war, they defeated the Nazis. But also, a lot of them were fucking Nazis. Like half. That's why they had that whole war. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of people walking around from that generation being like, yeah, I'm 98 years old. I'm part of the greatest generation. It's like, oh yeah, you helped defeat the Nazis? Something like that. Is there any Australians in the crowd? Did you say yar? Is that new Australian lingo I don't know about? Yar, we're pirates now. It's weird, like, Australians, I like telling jokes in Vancouver. You're not supposed to tell jokes about like minorities or ethnicities or gender-based jokes or anything. It's like any kind of joke that like touches on that. People are like, hey, that is racist, that's sexist, that's homophobic. You shouldn't do that. But the one group you're allowed to make fun of is Australians for some reason. Like you make fun of Australians and people are like, yeah, tell those stupid fucks to go back to Whistler. And you're like, it's not nice. Came here, they're a guest. Fuck you. Go work a ski lift, you dumb piece of shit. You say we don't want him here?
There in Whistler either.
They don't want him there either? Dude, they own Whistler now. It's theirs. That's Australia now. I have no problem with Australians. I think they're pretty cool. Like, I did meet one Australian, though, who... I just feel like every time I'm talking to an Australian, like, they're about to start talking about anal sex on a beach, you know? Like, I just feel like that's their vibe. Sometimes they do, but I just always feel like they're gonna be like, oh, sticking in a dump on the fucking... by the water. But yeah, I met this one Australian. Most Australians I love, but I met this one Australian who was the worst. What happened was I had just graduated film school, and you're also unemployed? Cool. I just graduated film school, and my parents came to town and, like, you know, for my graduation, and they're like, this is the best he's gonna do, an 8-month diploma program at Lane Gara. But they came to town and rented me and my friends a hotel room to party in, and at the end of the night, everyone had gone home except for me, my girlfriend, and this Australian dude we had met that night. Like, he wasn't our friend or a part of our party or anything. He was just like, oh, I might come up party with you. And we're like, I guess. And so at the end of the night, everyone had gone home except for me, my girlfriend, and this Australian dude. My parents are asleep in the master bedroom in the hotel room. And at one point, the Australian and I go out for a smoke. And my girlfriend's inside. Parents are asleep in the master bedroom. And the Australian asks me if we can have a threesome with my girlfriend. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you seriously asking me if we can double team my girlfriend while my parents are asleep in the next room, you human piece of trash? Except I didn't actually say anything, because I'm not Australian. I'm Canadian, so I said, I'll think about it. All right, you guys are great. I was Levi McCachen. You guys are great.
Keep it going for Levi McCachen, everybody. One more time.